Hey, this is Jerry Visca, the publisher of Defyeneurs, and welcome to the Visionaries issue that is kicking off the 2017 new year. And man, are we excited, because today we are live with Sandra Longo of Toronto, founder of Navy Street Charity. Welcome, Sandra.
Thank you, Jerry, very much for having me today. I'm so excited.
Sandra, this is a beautiful time for you, a beautiful profile, in Defyeneurs, and we're really honored to kick off a whole new year with your energy. And the time that I've spent with you to date is just been extraordinary to me, and all the greatness that you're up to, and just the incredible inspiration that you're giving everybody around you. It's really, really inspiring to me. So I'm really excited about this, and I want to kick it off. There's a quote that you share, and I want listeners to hear it. It goes like this: I am a believer that a smile with kindness, you can conquer most things. It can change lives, heal wounds, and most certainly help others. I love that. I mean, one only has to look at your smile to be totally just captured by your energy. So, Sandra, share with us, why does the world need visionaries now more than ever?
Oh, my goodness, that's such an important question, actually, and this is really something that speaks to my heart. I truly believe that the world needs visionaries to ask themselves a really big question. And when they ask themselves that question, it paints an image within their minds of the future with its answer. So ultimately, when you ask a big question, the answers will provide the guidance and the inspiration that someone is focused on achieving in the next 5, 10, or more years. It's basically, Jerry, the mental picture of what someone wants to achieve over a long period of time. It's so important because without a plan, you plan to fail. I think a visionary is also always thinking about the future and planning the future with a whole heart and a creative imagination. It's really important, Jerry, to note that a vision and a strategy are so very important. There's a priority in each of them. Visions always come first, and that's something that certainly has happened in my life, is I've always come up with a vision in my head always. And if you get really, really clear, then you eventually attract the right strategy. If you don't have a clear vision, the wrong strategy will never help you. It's like running in the wrong direction looking for a sunset. You need to have a clear vision of where that sunset is, and then the strategy to be running in the correct direction, or a strategy will never help you. Personally, I wanted to get crystal clear on my vision in my life and what I wanted to see happen. I didn't care about strategy. I was only concerned with vision. Once I asked myself better quality questions, I got really good quality answers and became very clear on what it is that I wanted, and the how almost took over itself, and the strategy followed through afterwards.
I love it. Sandra, I really love how you share that you got really clear about your vision, and one just has to spend time with you to really, that clarity really resonates with your energy. I mean, even in the way you answer this first question, and I love how you respond to the power of big questions. So I just think that's great. The second question I want to get into, Sandra, as you know, I speak about this new ROI for the world that, Defyeneurs is really driving this, this vision of reaching out and inspiring others. And in your profile, you really touch my heart. You talk about your grandfather and how your grandfather, always taught you that success leaves behind big clues. And I think that's really, really inspiring, to everyone. So share with us, how is your vision, how is it going to contribute to this new ROI for the world?
Well, let me just expand a little bit on my grandfather, because I'm very lucky to have a very wise 94-year-old man as my grandfather to this day. And he always said to me, Sandra, success leaves clues. Ask yourself bigger questions, but more importantly, when you look at someone else that is being successful, don't envy them. Ask yourself what it is that they're doing that you're not. And there's a reason why successful people tend to have large libraries, because the pathway of success leaves clues behind. And read and do everything with a smile. And he's given me some very great guidance. Did you know, Terry, and I'm sure you know the answer to this already, did you know that Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper because he lacked actual imagination and had no good ideas? Isn't that insane?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do know that. It's amazing.
So you can now understand what a clear vision can create. A vision will only become clear when you look into your own heart. When you look inside, you set up what's important to you and what is your contribution. My contribution, Jerry, is Navy Street. My personal vision embodies my hopes and my dreams, which is Navy Street. It's my entire being. It is what I was made for. And this clear vision is so strong within me that it will make me stand up no matter how high the climb of the mountain is, no matter what. And that's the contribution that I'm going to make in this world, and it's already started.
That's amazing, Sandra. I actually just love how you speak to successful people, model other successful people, and I think your use of Disney is really a great example of the power of fixating on an end goal and on an end prize. So, and that's really, really great. I want to get into this Navy Street, and I'm really excited about what you're doing here and what you're unfolding. Really, all of your work, all of everything that you're involved with, and the people that are surrounding you, I just think is extraordinary. There's another quote you share. It goes like this: "That setting inspired me to use the obstacles in life as an opportunity, and the difference that I want to make is Navy Street." So let's get into Navy Street. What's the difference you want to, you really desire and wish to make through this amazing charity that you've started?
Oh my goodness, Navy Street is completely my heart. It is in every ounce of my being. Navy Street is a charity that gives to those touched by spinal cord injury. It is a charity that will provide accessibility options to those who live their lives in a wheelchair as a result of a traumatic spinal cord injury. I'm not sure if you know a little bit about my story and why this particular topic speaks to my heart. A long time ago, on December 8th in 1983, I went to the hospital to visit my mother and my newly born baby sister, only to find out that a medical accident occurred and that my mother could no longer walk or feel her legs. Ultimately, she sustained a sudden and traumatic spinal cord injury as a result of a medical accident. That accident left my mother as a paraplegic without the ability to move or walk. And she had no feeling from the waist down. And instantaneously, she had to live out the rest of her life in a wheelchair. As I watched her, I was a 9-year-old child when this happened to me, and I was watching through my own camera lens. I realized how truly blessed that I was. And as a family, we were just introduced to a new world that was not accessible to wheelchairs. And our frustrations within our own family as we were trying to access staircases inside and outside of our own home made me realize that there were other people that were going through exactly the same challenges. So I was made for Navy Street. Through my camera lens, I have more than 30 years of experience watching someone who lives their life as a wheelchair have not the same accessibility that we all take for granted. And accessibility should be a personal freedom. Navy Street is going to be the bridge that gives people that live in wheelchairs the freedom to have accessibility options. When there's accessibility, the game changes, and it ultimately changes other people's lives. And as you can see, I get so passionate about this topic because it is so personal to my heart. This is my world, and Navy Street will be the charity that will truly make a difference for other people. It's the essence, like throwing a stone in a pond. It's the beautiful ripple effect that happens as a result of something so simple like a portable wheelchair ramp. You don't know when that ramp is going to help that individual to feel freedom, independence, to be able to be socially in an environment around loved ones, family, friends. It's the ripple effect in the pond, and it's given from the heart.
I love it. It's so touching, Sandra. I love the background of this story and how it's been such a powerful catalyst for you and for the start of Navy Street. Let's just stay in that for a minute because I want to get people involved. Like, how can people get started today where can they go?
They can go to
vision?
the Navy Street website is up and running. It is navystreet.org. In that website, you are able to read a little bit about my story, about my personal endeavors, being raised by a paraplegic mom that was confined to a wheelchair. In there, it'll give you a little bit of background. It'll also share the information on how to donate if you would like to contribute to a portable ramp today. There's many options that are available for you there. It is such something that is so important. It also gives some opportunities for other people that may want to get involved. No one, Jerry, is ever too small, and I can speak personally from that comment to make a big difference. I hope that other people in other communities will get involved because something so simple. Did you know that over 500,000 people are paralyzed or suffer from a spinal cord injury that confines them into a wheelchair every single year? These are people that were once walking, that had ultimate health, that at one point in time, whether it be a traumatic car accident, something traumatic happened, that in the snap of a finger, their life is changed forever, and they have to go home and try to live out this life from a new perspective for the rest of their life from a wheelchair. Donating a ramp is something that is so small, and it's such a small gift that anyone can contribute to that will ultimately help them in the future. And navystreet.org has some information for people that would love to help donate to this beautiful cause and impact someone's life right away.
I love it. Sandra, I think the awareness that you're just driving out into the world is just outstanding. It's another reason why we were so inspired to publish you in the Visionaries issue. You just have such a beautiful vision. So, Sandra, just before we get into the final question, I want to look at 2017 for you. You're up to some really great things. You've got some great visions, and you're attracting just incredible people around you. What's 2017 look like for Sandra Longo?
Oh my goodness. Oh, so many things come to mind. 2017 is going to be the platform where Navy Street explodes, and we're going to make an impression in communities all over Canada. 2017 is where the ripple effect of the pond goes beyond anything I could have ever imagined. It is about giving to others and making a true difference to people so they have no longer the inadequate barriers as a result of physical and social elements that exclude these people from living their lives and participating in their own homes and within their own community. I just see Navy Street really taking off because I think that you can ask anyone, they know someone who lives in a wheelchair. And if you ask those good quality questions, you begin to realize that Navy Street is going to help provide people with just simple portable ramps that are going to accommodate stairs, curbs, entranceways, and pathways and clear their path. That's huge because what that means is just a world that's a happier place. And that's going to happen in 2017.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Sandra, I want to get into this final, I call it the big question, and I always save a big question for the very end. And I know that you love questions. So, you shared your story is touching to me, and you've faced, some amazing challenges throughout your life that most people, have never experienced. What will your family and friends say about Sandra Longo years from now, when you and I are no longer here, Sandra, and you've made such an impact? What will they say? How did Sandra Longo live her life?
I believe that people would remember me for saying that I would not settle for less than I was made to be in my life. That I would simply not settle. To be more, do more, give more, create more. I believe that other people will remember me for that. I can tell you what I would love to be remembered for. I would love to be remembered for my huge heart and all the love I have within my heart to give. I want people to remember that I was able to see the silver lining within every cloud. I want them to remember that that's the place that the miracles are. So when they remember me and they remember the silver lining attitude that I had, I want that to reflect back on their life, to remember if you look closely enough at that silver lining, despite how difficult or challenging, that's where the miracles are. Navy Street is a place where little miracles are given to others every single day, and that is my vision, and that's what I want to be remembered for creating. There's two notes that I would love two little important notes that I think are very important, and I want all the individuals that are listening to this audio to remember. I want them to remember that a vision is so big and it's so compelling. I want you to remember, make sure that it's huge, not only to you as well as others, but make sure that it's absolutely huge, because if you don't have a huge, compelling vision to yourself, you won't have the motivation to stay the course and climb that high mountain. Your vision needs to keep you going. And the second point that I think is the ultimate and most important is you need to believe in something greater than yourself. Because I can tell you firsthand, as soon as I got out of the way and my ego got out of the way and I moved forward in my life with a clear vision, something bigger than myself that was going to truly spread love from my heart, Navy Street started to explode. Believe in something greater than yourself and keep putting one foot in front of the other. Keep that vision crystal clear at the forefront of your mind so it motivates you every time you fall down to stand back up. And that's what I want to be remembered for, Jerry, is that I will stand back up no matter what obstacles come my way. And I will move with utter faith forward.
Wow. We believe in you, Sandra. I love it. I call this profile Speaking to the Heart, pages 28 and 29, Sandra Longo, founder of Navy Street Charity. We are so excited. On behalf of Defyeneurs and everyday people doing extraordinary things, we want to thank you for contributing your amazing and just beautiful vision to this issue of Defyeneurs. Thank you so much, Sandra.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure, Jerry. I look forward to working with such a wonderful publication again in the future. Defyeneurs is simply spectacular, and it's a gift to anyone that gets to read it.